It looks like we're live. Good to see everybody. Welcome back to another live stream of the Sam and Jim Show. It's the show that, as you all know, nobody watches. That's the good thing about having a show that nobody watches is that you can say absolutely anything that you want to say, literally. Because
Yes.
nobody's going to hear it and nobody cares.
I'm Jim.
Yep, I'm Sam.
Yep. And
Glad
this
you're
is a
all back.
show. Yeah, glad you guys are all back. Had to do a couple of solo streams there while Sam was getting his camera and his mic set up. As you can see, we both got our nice pecker mics.
It's good to have a pecker mic.
It is.
You know, it makes a big difference in life having a pecker mic.
It does. We can actually hear each other better now. And we're not using wacky kludge together pieces of technology to try and get everything going,
Right.
going straight, going right,
I was
going
using
good.
a Zoom recorder as my microphone before.
And I was using one of the 44 Love mics run through a DI box before I got the big silver one. But no, you can comment if you are watching this live stream. You can comment. You can put comments you can put chats in comments. We will see them, and if we can, we'll reply to them and talk about whatever topic that you throw up on the screen. So,
And by throw up, he does mean
I do mean
throw up.
yes, exactly, because I'm a drinking black and tan. And so I recently, Sam. So I'm down here in the Palmetto State, doing some good work down here in the Palmetto State, and I'm up in the Golden Triangle. They call it the Golden Triangle because there's like 15 minutes from the North Carolina border and 15 minutes from the Georgia border.
I thought that maybe they called it the Golden Triangle because that's the three places where everybody pees on each other.
That's why they have so many lakes in Oconee County. There's like two massive lakes. One of them was built by Duke Power, I think, back in the late 70s or in the 70s. And then one of them's like a natural lake. I think Genesco is the natural one, and then Kiowee. Or maybe it's Kiowee's the one built by Duke Power, and Genesca. I can't remember. Anyway, they got a bunch of lakes. And then there's Lake Hartwell, which is right on the border with Georgia. And so it's reminds me a whole bunch of reminds me of like Mayberry down here, the town, small town around the road, and then it grew up around the state highway, and that's where all the urban sprawl is, where the Lowe's and the Home Depot and the Chick-fil-A and the Walmarts and the everything else, all the other crap where they sell fried food or gasoline. Well, where it's at. And the one thing I have noticed is that nobody knows how to get through a drive-thru down here. It's like every single drive-thru is like 20 cars deep. Not, usually Chick-fil-A, everybody has to have a chicken sandwich. And so they're always slammed in drive-thru. And so I'm driving by and I notice that every single restaurant that has a drive-thru, they've got like 20 cars stacked up in the queue. I don't know what it is. I don't know if people don't know how to order or if they just don't have anybody that,
I'll tell
is
you
working
exactly
there.
what it is. I'll tell you what the problem is.
Sure.
People are stupid. That's the problem.
Yeah. That's what it is.
So
I
our
think
friend
it's just,
Eddie, Special Ed, as he'll be known as when he comes on the show. So Special Ed is he just texted and he's on our live stream, and he's trying to comment right now because he has something he'd like to weigh in on the topic of the drive-through line. So I
yeah.
don't know if there's a way we can turn that on so that people can comment, but he's having a little trouble right now. So Special Ed, thanks for viewing. It's good to see you, and hopefully we'll have you on the show before too long. This is a good topic because it's something that affects all of us, drive-through lines. Just this past weekend, we were driving down to Brunswick County, which special ed also hates. And we were stopped by the Chick-fil-A and big signs everywhere. Download the Chick-fil-A app. Order before you get here. So that's what they want to do. And it's going to work perfect whenever the minimum wage goes to $15 an hour, because that's going to cut out like 8 jobs that Chick-fil-A won't have to pay those poor teenagers to stand outside in the rain and take your order. So you just order on your smartphone, which I also hate, and then you get your order wrong and you pick up the wrong food.
Perfect.
Problem solved.
Yeah. No, I don't know what it is. It's like every single line is like that, and it's I've yet to figure it out. I mean, I haven't gone through a drive-through usually because I try not to eat that crap. That's what helped me lose, like 45 pounds. Because I just quit eating that crap. And but I've noticed it. I was like, even the crappy restaurants like Taco Bell and Burger King. Hey, CMCLA, all right. Wacky. And so CMCLA, he says that yes, this is a wacky live stream.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Okay. So that must be Caleb in North Carolina.
All right.
Hey,
Awesome sauce. And no, it's like even the crappy restaurants like Taco Bell and Burger King, they've got 20 cars deep, and I don't know what the heck is going on. And I'm just looking, and it's not during like peak times during lunch hour or anything. It's just, I'm driving around at like 7:30. I'll go 7:30 at night to go grocery shopping or whatever. And I'm like, what are the people? I mean, what's going on? And for some reason down here,
I got to guess on what may be the problem there. Probably a lot of people there are smoking weed, and so they're hungry all the time. Because if I had to guess, there's nothing to do in the Palmetto State, in the certain area that you're in.
Actually,
to do for entertainment.
Actually, there's a lot of good stuff to do. Down here, like I said, they don't give a damn about any OEU, which is the unspecified virus of unknown origin. Yeah, they have jazz out in the street every Thursday night. Thursday night, they block off one of the alleys. It's right there near the rail station, and tables, chairs out in the middle of the street. Jazz band is playing. People are out there eating and drinking. So there's that. There's like a slew of state parks, like a bunch of state parks with lake access. So there's stuff to do. I just think they, God bless them, bless their hearts that they just haven't figured out how to work a drive-through yet. Or maybe, I don't know. Clemson's right down the road. So Clemson's right down the road, and I don't know. Maybe that's where all the
bunch of brainwashed college students working there.
Oh,
Could
yeah,
that be what it is?
that might be what it is. They might be, but no, this is a pretty red area, and I don't know. And everybody takes 15 minutes to make a right-hand turn. I don't know what it is. I'm driving down the road, and
a couple factors that it could be about the drive-through. So, in your opinion, do you think it's the person taking the order or the person giving the order? Because what I see here around Central North Carolina is that the people that are giving their order through the microphone are stupid, and they order enough food to feed a football team through the drive-through.
Yeah,
That's about the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
And my favorite
microphone for 20 minutes. I'm going to get this, 7 of this, 13 of this. Can I get 3 of these?
And I've got, okay. And then they go, okay, now here's the second order.
I want to pay for this separately.
Yes. And I'm like, you cheap bastard, just buy everything. Spring for everybody in the car. But I remember when, when we would have to go out when we were contracting, when we would go through the drive-through at 1:00 in the morning, he'd be like, You know, like, screw it. I'm just going to pay for everybody in the car. I ain't got time to everybody to reach in their pockets.
We got places to go.
We got places to go. We got
Just
to
give us
go.
our double cheeseburgers and fries, and we got to roll.
Give us our double cheeseburgers and a bottle of water. I got to go.
No, I don't need a Dr. Pepper. I've got Monster.
Yeah. I need a Diablo burger and a Dr. Pepper. No, it's like I think the people I don't know, maybe they just started having drive-thrus down here. Beats me, but it's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. And I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Why are you taking so long? You know, anyway, and there's a ton of thrift stores. From where I'm at.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, from where I'm at here in the Palmetto Lounge, I've got like 6 thrift stores within a mile and a half of me. And then there are all types of thrift stores. There are ones for the boys' camp. There's one for the girls' camp, the Salvation Army, Goodwill, the Upscale Resale, Polly's Resale Store, Jimmy's Resale Store, Joanna and Lucy's Resale Store. And, you know, it's just the resale store. And there's like a ton of thrift shops here, which is awesome because I found an awesome, a really sweet goosenecked armrest rocker that I sent you and Ray Ray. I was like, I got that thing for like $15. That was awesome. Killer. It's like my grandmother used to have one just like this. Now I've got it. And so,
yeah, now that's something that CMCLA, C. McClure, he would appreciate all the thrift stores because he gets down on the thrift stores big time. And looks like he commented and said, "Is this the members of 44 Love? How you doing?" So we're doing great.
I'm doing great.
Sela. C. McClure. So thrift stores are always good. I mean, I found lots of good stuff in thrift stores too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
recently I've been inspired by you, Jim. Been getting rid of a bunch of crap in my house, and took probably 3 loads of stuff to the local thrift store. Not the PTA though, because I give enough money to the public schools. Okay, let's just be clear about that. They get enough of my money, so I just give it to the local thrift store that it's done by a church, and so they can use the donations. So I've given them a bunch of my barely used crap. So that's always good. Oh, bless you.
Oh, thank you. I tried to hit the sneeze button. I don't think I hit it quick enough.
Oh, I was going to say the pecker mic worked great because I didn't hear a thing, but I guess you used the sneeze button.
I did. I used the sneeze button. Yeah, no, it's great. I love these thrift stores. I found like some awesome liquor drinking glasses. And it was so odd. It was like 2 of them that were the same pattern. They're like that old school 70s thick with the geometric patterns in them. And so I found 2 of those and bought those. And there was one sitting all by its lonesome in that same 1970s style, you know, highball or not a highball, but like a tumbler glass, thick glass with a deep cut geometric patterns on it. And I was like, that's a liquor drinking glass.
The proper term for a glass like that is an old-fashioned glass.
An old-fashioned, yes. It is an old-fashioned. It is made for old fashions. And so I went out and got myself some Templeton Rye. And that's, you know, and some Kraken rum. And, you know, to release the Kraken. And it's made for liquor drinking. And so it's like the liquor glass. That's what it is. And so it was awesome. And they were like 25 cents a piece. I was like, this is awesome. There's no way in the world I'd go to Bed Bath & Beyond and buy crap. You get some awesome stuff from the thrift store.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. You'll never be without stuff as long as there's a thrift store nearby.
Yeah. You can just go buy stuff. And then if you've got too much stuff, you can go back to the thrift store and say, here's some stuff. Take this. Instead of mailing it to you. Instead of mailing it to you or special ed.
So CMCLA, he says, yep, thrift stores, Goodwill, Ebenezer's Closet. Yes, Ebenezer's Closet. That's the one that I took it to.
Oh, awesome.
So I wish Special Ed could comment on here. I know he would have loved to got in on the drive-through comments, but oh
I don't know
well.
what his I
Anyway,
don't know what his problem is. Apparently, yeah, Levi Rocks Tube, CMCLA, they've been able to figure it out. Special Ed. Maybe you need to log into YouTube.
that
Special
could
Ed.
be what it is. Yeah, maybe he's not logged in.
Maybe he
But
doesn't even know
anyway,
how to
I
log
do
in.
see that there are no less than four people watching our stream right now. So you may think, four, that's pretty good for the Sam and Jim show,
Oh yeah,
considering as it's the show that nobody
show that
watches.
nobody watches.
However, I would like to point out that if it were not for the egregious anomaly of big tech censorship, we would have literally tens of people watching us right now. So if it wasn't for that,
We would be up. Yes,
we'd be famous. So thanks a
tens
lot,
of people.
Zuckerberg. That's who I blame. He's one of them.
The yeah, him and that asshole Dorsey. Of course, we don't even have a Twitter account, so it doesn't matter.
No.
But
Nor do we have a face page account.
no, screw face pages. I haven't been on face pages. I haven't been on face pages since August. I think I dropped off at August. Is that when I dropped off?
Somewhere in there. And I wasn't far behind you. So it's been about 2 months since I was on the Facebook. And it feels great. So
it does.
My spare time of not being on Facebook, wasting my time looking at other people's problems and hearing their bull crap. You know what I've been doing? I've been enriching myself by reading. So how about that?
Yeah.
How's that for 2020? I've been reading books.
Oh yeah, I've been reading Terrence Pott, the guy from Redonkulous. He's written some books, some fiction books. Yeah, so I bought 2 of his fiction books. They're kind of supernatural thrillers. I enjoyed them. I am enjoying them. And then just recently this weekend, I picked up Killing England by Bill O'Reilly. I've got some of the books from his series. I got like Killing Reagan. I've got Killing Kennedy. Then I just picked up Killing England. And what's the other one that I have? They're pretty good. They're pretty good history books. I
got a
kind of
couple
like
of
deep
books
dives
sitting
into
around
history.
here that happen to be here on my table that I can share with you that I've been reading. So here's one that I just finished up.
Awesome.
Dragon Days. That was a good book. H. John Poole. You would think his name would be John H. Poole. Instead, it's H. John Poole. Also working on this one, Art of War.
Mm-hmm. I've got that one. That's a good one.
And then up and coming, Guerrilla Warfare.
Yeah.
So I could keep going, but you get the idea.
Yeah. And I recommend the Book of 5 Rings by Miyamoto Musashi.
I ordered that book, and ironically enough, because of the ongoing election that still is not over yet, the United States Postal Service sucks more than ever. Newsflash. So the Book of 5 Rings that I ordered off of the eBay, it is sitting in somewhere in Iowa. The last time that it was scanned was November the 3rd. Correlation? Coincidence? I don't think so.
Yeah, that is an interesting one. Yeah, probably. No, there's another one. There's another one I got. It was a guy who was he was Jewish American, and I think he went and fought for the Israeli War of Independence. He wrote a good book. He had a pretty good book. He was a sneaky stabber during the big war. That's a pretty good one. Then the Swiss one, because the Swiss, they're basically just a giant militia. They have I think they only have a couple thousand standing army, regular army, and everybody else. Basically, Switzerland just has like a giant militia. It's like anything pops off, pretty much everybody in Switzerland, if you're military age, you're issued a rifle and you're issued ammunition. that you have to keep in your house, and you have to qualify with it every year. So Switzerland's, their defense is basically they're just a giant militia. So they have some pretty good books.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, they have some pretty good books. God, I can't remember the name of the book, but it was one of theirs from the late 60s, early 70s. And of course, Ranger Dawn, the history of the Rangers in the United States. That's a pretty good book. That's a great book. Just the history of Rangers throughout all of American history. And it talks about from Robert's Rangers back during the French and Indian War, and then through the War of Independence, the Mexican War, and how that led into the Texas Rangers, and how some of those, that was translated into World War II when they started. They reformed the Ranger regiments, and then after World War II, when they disbanded the Ranger regiments and they brought them back. Yeah, it's a pretty good book. And another good book is Empire of the Summer Moon. It's about the Comanche history. It's about the history of the Comanches in North America. And it's the Empire of the Summer Moon. Quanah Parker, who was the son, half Comanche, half white son of Sarah Parker and her Comanche husband. She was a white settler from Texas, was kidnapped by the Comanche.
Now, Sarah Parker, that's Peter Parker's wife? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Same people.
Okay.
And so, she was kidnapped. And apparently you notice that there are no Comanche reservations. You got Cherokee, Navajo, the Utes, the Pimas,
the Slapaho,
Chiricahua. Yeah, the Chiricahua. There are no Comanche reservations because Comanches were assholes. Everybody hated them. White men and red men hated them because the Comanches, their culture, they literally had rape parties. They went out and said, "We need to go do some raping," and that's what they would do. It's like, well, hey, it's time to go do that. Let's just go assault some people.
Time for
and
raping.
so,
let's go.
Yeah, that's what they would do. That was literally part of their culture. It was like, hey, the same way that we would drink beer and live stream, they'd be like, well, it's time to go do this. And you can see why everybody in North America detested them. So yeah, that they were pretty much wiped out. They were excellent horsemen. They were excellent horsemen. They were excellent archers too. They could loose like 50 arrows a minute. And if you're shooting with a musket and you just got some dude just launching arrows at you and hitting what he's aiming at, and they just liked going out and murdering and eating buffalo. That's all they did.
So they were all about rape bitching.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they're a bunch of assholes. So, but it's a good book because it goes over the history of, the Spanish. The Comanche fought all the tribes that were in North America. The Comanche fought the Spanish when the Spanish showed up, and the Spanish said, well, "This is a bunch of bullshit. Hey, you're Mexico's problem now." And Mexicans, the Mexican government was like, "Yeah, this is a bunch of bullshit. You're Texas's problem now." And Texas was like, "Oh, this is a bunch of bullshit." And so they waged like just total all-out war, total asymmetric fourth generational war, against them. And everybody hated them. I mean, it was like, they go right up to the Cherokee, like, "Hey, we're going to go fight Comanche. You guys in on this?" They're like, "Hell yeah, we're in on it."
Who can blame them?
Or the Utes. Yeah, the Utes too. They'd go up to the Utes and be like, "Hey, we're going to go kill Comanches. You guys in on this?" "Hell yeah, we are. We hate them too." So it's a good book. It's a pretty good book about the history of the Comanche in North America, and just their interactions with everybody else. So I recommend it.
Well,
Jim
I do have
recommends that
some Native American heritage myself. I am 1/128th Cherokee.
Interesting.
Somewhere in there, it's an average.
I would have, yeah, I wouldn't really. Maybe that's where you get your red hair from.
I don't think so.
So, But no, yeah. Hey, not playing on the face pages and social media. It's great. You read
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Helps reading stuff
And
for reading.
books are not the only thing I read. I read the news. I do not watch the news. I refuse to watch the news. I don't even watch the weather. Maybe you watch the weather on the news. I don't know if you do or not, but I'm against it. I think it ruins the fun of waking up and seeing what the day is going to be like. Walked outside this morning, it was 28 degrees. I did not see that one coming. But it takes the fun out of it, so I stopped. And the reason it takes the fun out is because if you notice on Weather Channel or a Weather Bug or whatever app you choose to use, it gives you like 14 days out into the future. And so it kills it. It's like, well, these 3 days are going to be raining. I guess maybe, 5 days from now, that'll be a good day. So screw it. I stopped watching the weather and I stopped looking at the weather on my phone. And so the only thing I look at on my phone is occasionally Instagram because there's some decent stuff on there. And then also I read the news. So I do read the news on there. And it's interesting that the news has changed so much online. I used to be a big fan of logging onto not logging on, but just tuning into Drudge. So I would get on drudgereport.com. And it was a good site and it had good news from just the whole specter of different things you could get subject matter on for the news. But have you looked at Drudge lately?
No, I haven't.
Holy cow, Jim! If you go on Drudge right now, it's ridiculous. I'd say in the last month to 2 months, Drudge Report has gone way downhill. It almost, I mean, it leans left because it's all about some COVID scare tactics, and also they are very negative towards everything that's going on right now with the election, and not not they do not portray a good picture of conservatives or Donald Trump at all.
Hmm.
And so it's kind of unfortunate because it
No, I
used to
quit.
be a good news site.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I used to read Drudge because Drudge would just all he's doing is aggregating articles that are already written.
Right. Yeah. He just kind
Yeah,
of
that's
puts them
all.
all
That's
in
all
one
he is.
place.
Oh, yeah, that's
So,
all he
but
is.
he changed his style of aggregating just articles from all across the spectrum of the left, the right, the middle, and now it's just a ton of stuff from the left. And there will be a right-leaning article every now and then, but the headline right now is Giuliani, and they got a bunch of pictures of Rudy Giuliani looking just horrible from today's press conference. I mean, he
Yeah,
looks like he's Frankenstein,
yeah.
and but they chose that screenshot just to have that.
Yeah. I just quit reading Drudge because I was irritated about the refresh rate. I'd go on
Every 13
Drudge.
seconds is too much
Yeah,
for
it's
you.
like, yeah, it's like because I'm scrolling down and I'm on you go down to the bottom. Of course, he's got his clickbait articles or headline at the top, but usually you could scroll down and you could find like something, from the Jerusalem Post or something from like the Christian Science Monitor,
If you read every
or
other headline, you cannot scroll to the bottom of Drudge Report
yeah,
without
no,
it
you can't.
refreshing.
Yeah, and then it refreshes and it comes right back up to the headline. So I'm like, God, stop.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just,
irritated me too.
trying to find something here from the Guardian or something from the Sun or something from Sky News Australia or something, um, and going in and it refreshes. So I just quit. Yeah, I quit watching the news. I quit watching the news because it was just, it's basically turned into the internet where it's just clickbait and just crap that drives viewership because it's just stupid. I don't watch the news, so I'll read the news. I read the news, but I don't watch the news. It's nothing. I mean, it's they're folks who couldn't get onto TV commercials or television series, so now they're reading a teleprompter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so I
yeah.
don't.
So I had written down. It's funny. I came up with all the subject matter for this show a week ago. So last Thursday, I sat down and wrote out, all right, here's what I want to talk about on the next Sam and Jim. And it's amazing how things have changed and look different in the news. But one of the headlines that I had written down that was on Drudge last Thursday was that the Minnesota governor warned about talking too loudly because, you don't want to talk too loud and then infect somebody with the COVID. So don't talk
hey.
loud. And then,
Special ed showed up.
hey, look at there. I guess he finally figured it out. Good job, special ed.
Yeah.
Glad to have you. I guess that's why our viewer count it dropped by 25%. It went from 4 to 3.
Yeah.
Those dadgum big tech censorship operations, I tell you.
we could be in the tens right now. But yeah. Oh, and another thing that I've discovered that's really awesome is Aldi's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like I went into Aldi's and I was like, Aldi's is so awesome. You want corn chips? We have one brand of corn chips.
And it's not a name brand.
Yeah. It's like you want rice? We have one brand of rice. You want a frozen pizza? We have one brand of frozen pizza. I'm
what
like,
brand
this
of
is
rice
so
was it? Ching Chang? Was that the
No,
brand
it was
name they had?
something like
Tao?
No, it was
Tucson?
Tucson. No, it was what the heck was it? Because I picked it up and I was like, it was like a pound of rice, and I was like, it was like Morning Star brand or something. I don't know what it was. Budweiser rice. I don't know what it is.
So the Morning Star rice, I guess that's Satan's
Something.
brand.
I guess it is. I guess it was Satan rice.
I wouldn't buy it. Another thing I saw on Drudge, there was a... So the Chinese President Xi, he has ordered that all the statues of Genghis Khan be taken down. He's basically erasing history of Genghis Khan. Xi is. And he's taken down all the monuments. The people are protesting left and right, and he's just putting that right out. Nope. You got nothing to say about it. We're taking this out. I can only wager to guess that the reason would be that Genghis Khan, I don't know, being a really violent dude, he might inspire, I don't know, revolution or some sort of freedom talk. So that was another thing I saw in the news that I thought was interesting. It sounded kind of familiar to some things that we might have seen lately. Monuments being torn down. History being suppressed.
Yeah, that's funny. The Mongolian people have they have like this huge statue that's like 40 stories tall of Genghis Khan. It's like 40 stories tall, and it's like 50 meters, 50 yards across. Just like this huge big monument they built to. There was a great meme about it. It was like it was something. It was talking about people in the United States are tearing down statues. And it's like in Mongolia, they built like this huge one of Genghis Khan, a guy that basically just murdered and pillaged all the way across Central Asia. And it's like, nah, screw it. We're just going to build the biggest giant, statue we can to him. Oh yeah. And special ed, Aldi's Pop-Tarts are great. I'm going to have to try some toaster pastries from Aldi's.
Also noticed that, check it out, Jim, we're up to 5 people watching now. And that's all Big right. John stopping in to say hello.
Yes, Big John is
Appalachians. Good to see you, John.
Yep.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, Big John. Don't worry, your camera's not on because we couldn't tell you were naked until you told us. You were naked until you told us.
So, speaking about the monuments that are being taken down, I saw a blurb of an article on Breitbart today, and I'll read you the headline. Here it is. University of Wisconsin declares large rock to be racist, votes to remove. I'm going to read that again. University of Wisconsin declares a large rock to be racist and votes to remove. What is wrong with people?
I don't know. Was it the Well, this has piqued my interest. I wonder what the history of the Rock is.
So I'll
Wait,
tell you a
is
little bit
it a statue of the Rock, as in
No,
Dwayne the
it
Rock
is not a
Johnson?
statue.
Oh,
It's not a
I see,
statue.
maybe-
It's a giant boulder that has an inscription on it. And the article doesn't say what the inscription or what the monument is to, but it's this huge rock on a really well-kept lawn area. And the reason that they say it's racist is because in 25, the local newspaper that the town that this college is in, they referred to the rock as earmuffs, kids. And so they have dug back through the archives and found that this newspaper called it that. They've decided that this rock is racist and they want to remove it. And so they voted and they're getting rid of the rock because in 1925, 95 years ago, somebody called it wrong with what is wrong with people? It gives me a headache. People are so stupid. So, of course, they say that's a racial slur.
It is.
It's the rock's fault, which, I mean, yeah, sure, it is. People used to use that term. I mean, I've heard my grandpa use that term, and he didn't use it hatefully. It's just what people called round rocks. I mean, it's just the way it was. So, hey, get over it. It's a rock that's been there for over 100 years. Screw you. It's not the rock's fault that it's round, hard.
I don't think I've ever heard a rock called that.
Huh.
I mean, I've heard.
Maybe it's a flatland thing.
It must be a Flatlander thing. Usually, us hillbillies are like, that's something else I've got to walk over. No.
So that's just one of the things that's really irritated me in the news about monuments and things like that. I thought it was interesting, so I wrote it down. So another thing I saw in the news was that the Florida's Governor DeSantis, I think it's DeSantis, that's him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was last week, when I wrote this down on Thursday of last week, he was pushing a bill to allow deadly force to be used lawfully against looters, rioters, and other just random anarchists that would cause chaos and bedlam. And of course, the left destroyed him over that he would even think to push a bill where deadly force could be used against somebody who was peacefully protesting and exercising their right to burn down their neighbor's property.
Well, property is just a construct of oppression. My man, come on. Everything is stupid and nothing makes sense, which is one of the other reasons why I just got off of social media, is because everything is stupid.
The world has turned upside down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's social media. I don't think our brains are hardwired for that. I don't think our brains are wired for it at all.
No, not at all.
Because, on the internet, you lose all sense of context, and you also lose any control that you have over it. Because you could say, because I can be pretty snarky and I can be pretty facetious, and I can also use help me out, chat. When you make fun of yourself, so I use that a lot. But the thing is, I could be talking sarcastically, and if we're talking face to face, you would pick up on my cues, on those social cues.
I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
Yeah. But if I reply to you,
or text
but on social media or over text,
same.
Yeah, it doesn't come through the same, because I'm using the same font and the same, same black type on white background that you're using. So you could be you could have some legitimate gripe that you're concerned about. I don't like this or that or something. And I could say something that was, if we were together, I would say something snarky to try and get you, or witty, to try to use some humor to get you to think about something in a different way or to kind of appreciate a different point of view. But there's no context in it. There's no context in it. And it's in the exact same font that you use to write your angry whatever. Deprecation. Sorry, pardon me. Thank you, CMC Simclaw. Self-depreciating.
Right?
Yes,
Is
self-deprecation.
or is it deprivation? I'm depriving myself.
I'm self-depriving. Yes. I've joined Opus Dei and I must beat myself for wasting 5 minutes. See if anybody gets that reference. No, yeah. I mean, you could write something write down something passionately, and you were angry or you were really wanting to do something, and then I come back and use some wit, some sarcasm, but it's in the same font that you wrote your angry thing in, and now you can't tell the difference unless you really, really know me. Or we really, really know each other, and you would expect something like from Big John. Big John would write something like that, and obviously I know him and I know his personality.
Special Ed says, I knew this one was coming. Special Ed says self-defecating.
Yeah,
we've all been there, hadn't we, Ed?
Plan B. Plan
We've
B.
all been there.
Plan B. I told that story. I told that story over the weekend to somebody about Plan B, and they were like, "What?" I gave them the whole backstory too about what their original plan was, what their story was going to be. And Special Ed says, "I don't think that's a good idea." At the graveyard. And so I told her the story, and she was like, "What?" I also said, "Yeah, so Plan B." And so we all started saying Plan B. And so, but yeah, no, and that's one of the reasons why I got off social media. I don't even use. Yeah, I just got off of it because everybody it goes stupid. Even very smart people that I know from all ends, all spectrums of the political of what politics could be, or how you decide that you want something to be run. Or the way that you want to spend taxpayer money. Everybody's just gone stupid. A lot of people, well, not everybody. I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of people have just gone, nearly everybody has just gone stupid. Seems to be a loss of practicality, a loss of empathy. There's a great book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's an older book, but I think it's still relevant. And, one of the things he says in it is, hey, look, he says, seek first to understand so that you can be understood. And it talks about like active listening, like just listening, listen to understand where somebody's coming from, not just to come back with a quick retort. So I think, people have done that.
Quick retorts.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are good. But if you're trying to solve a problem, it doesn't really help. And especially in my line of work where I'm trying to solve a problem to keep somebody from getting their fingers cut off or somebody getting electrocuted, it's, understanding what somebody is talking about. That's what really helped me.
Normally in my line of work, if I need to solve a problem, usually involves the word eviction.
Well, I mean, I've had to do that too. I mean, I was like, I've had to evict people. I was like, hey, look, you knucklehead. You just put 20 other people at risk, and you put me at risk. Now I've got to go talk to the man. I don't want to talk to the man. So yeah, I've had to evict people. Yes, you're right, Big John. Social media has killed critical thinking. A lot of people don't. A lot of people. Right. Pardon me. I've noticed a lot of people. They search for like stupid links that people share. People, they're not looking for information. They're just looking for affirmation.
Well, something that you mentioned that when you and I were talking about quitting social media a couple months ago, when I had first decided, man, I was going to lay off social media for a while. And I think maybe in our last live stream, you were talking about where you had done like a week off, then you went for a couple weeks, or maybe you did a day first. I don't know.
Hmm.
But you mentioned that people just they're not looking for information or news. They just want to be shocked at whatever headline they read or whatever it is they read. They want to be totally shocked by it.
Oh
And
yeah,
I think they get addicted to it.
yeah. I think they're
They
addicted to. I think
definitely
people
do
get.
get addicted.
I think people get addicted to outrage, and I'm politically right. You're politically on the right wing, um, and I'll see people that on the political right and people that are on the political left that are in my life, and I was like, they're just addicted to outrage. It's like they'll post anything that just, I can't believe this. I can't believe, so and so is literally and I'm not going to use those words. And I'm just like,
Bless
God, you
you.
people were just, yeah, God, you people are just stupid. I think you've just gone stupid. You're
The
just
world is.
addicted to getting angry. You're just addicted to getting angry at something. Whereas,
Speaking of stupid, let me
whereas
tell you
10
this.
years ago, yeah, 10 years ago, somebody would have said, you'd hear something like, well, whatever. Or even 10, yeah. That's the great thing about the internet is like it brings people extremely close. And the bad thing is it brings people extremely close.
Mm. So speaking of something stupid that was on the internet, actually this was on the news, kind of stepping back on a topic, but this was ridiculous. Earlier tonight on the news, there was half a second where they said, "Stay tuned. After the next commercial break, we're gonna tell you how many people you can entertain this Thanksgiving and what precautions you should take for Thanksgiving in your own house."
It's,
Wrong with people. Stupid
it's
Roy Cooper. That's what I blame for North Carolina. What an idiot. What an idiot. I can only hope that Roy Cooper ends up getting impeached like Whitmer has 4 articles of impeachment against her right now. So when are we going to impeach Roy Cooper? Tomorrow? The next day? Monday?
you hey, start writing letters.
I think I will. I think I will write a letter or 10. But yeah, that was ridiculous. Stupid. And you know what else? Went to the grocery store this evening, picking up a few things. And you think there was any toilet paper in the entire grocery store? Not a single square. If I
Wow.
could broadcast the screen of my phone, yeah, broadcast. If I could show you the
Yeah,
screen
do
of my
some
phone
broadcasting.
where I took a picture, an entire long shelf of no paper towels, no toilet paper, nothing.
Wow.
And so I got secondhand information that Roy Cooper is supposed to give a press conference tomorrow on what his next steps are going to be for combating the coronavirus. And so I can only guess that other folks got that information too, and they're thinking, well, we're going to lock it down, so I better go buy some shit tickets. Well, that's going to save me. What is wrong with people?
Hey, again, that's what I'm blaming. That's what I'm blaming on social media. It's just, it's like, what was it? You remember at the beginning of the lockdowns, how they were like, everybody was sending out those texts as like the National Guard and something else. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. Well, somebody sent it to me. Somebody sent it to me and I was like, I just took the text. I copied the text from the message and I put it in Google. And I was like, oh, wow, look. Wow. All right, actually, I use Bing a lot today instead of the Googles.
I use Start Page. That's my
Oh,
search engine
yeah.
of choice.
Yeah, sometimes I use the you can always you can always go poo. You can always, that's right, CMC, you can always go poo and just step in the shower immediately afterwards.
Oh, I don't see that one yet.
Yeah. And so no, yeah, I was like, just put it in the search engine. And I was like, yeah, obviously some stupid something that somebody, probably some Russian bot. That's one, North Korean bot ISIS. It was probably ISIS.
Yeah. More than likely. More than likely.
No. Oh well.
Can you do?
Yep. What can you do?
So the last time that we were live streaming a show, we didn't get to it, but we promised all of our tens of fans that we would cover our gun belts in detail. Have you got yours handy so we can cover change gears here and cover our gun belt setup so we don't turn out being liars, like the rest of the media?
Actually, no, I don't have mine handy. I would have to walk. I would have to cut my video and dead mic for a little bit. But I can go do it.
How long would it take? 30 seconds?
No, not even that long.
I can fill 15 seconds.
All right, then do it.
Yeah, let's see. What else have I got here on the table? I got some stickers. Let's see. So I ordered recently, anybody that's still tuned in right now, as you know, with the pending election, President-elect Joe Biden, as the rest of the media likes to talk about him, has been talking about what he's going to do for gun control and how he's going to add high-capacity magazines to the National Firearms Act of 1934, which is completely bogus and a total load of crap. At any rate, I saw, think it was Bravo Company, they had magazines on sale. So you know what I did? I did the American thing to do, and I bought a stack of magazines. Here's a few that I got laying around here. It's just a few mags. And it makes me feel good that there's just stacks and stacks of mags everywhere I look. But whenever you buy something from Bravo Company, if you've never bought anything from Bravo Company, I know Jim has, they send you a ton of stickers.
Yep,
Stickers.
they sure do.
Stickers. More stickers. Another sticker. So I got like 7 stickers.
Well, you can use those stickers for toilet paper.
Good idea. I could try. I've been saving my corn cobs.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, it's not 1925 anymore. We can't go around calling rocks niggerhead.
Oh no! Now look, they want our monetization. You keep using those.
Those are not my words. Those are the newspaper's words from 1925, 95 years ago.
So yeah, so you are quoting from the newspaper.
Right. I don't have the exact reference of the name of the newspaper, but I can get that, and I'll cite that in our next show. So anyway, getting back to the topic of our gun belts, let's see what you got. Here's where I'm at. This is my most recent change up of what I've been setting up. And so with my belt, just to give you guys some background, I run the same belt for every day. It's hanging on my chair in the bedroom. I pick it up if I hear something in the middle of the night. And I also shoot competitively with it. So I shoot the Steel Challenge matches. Last month I shot my first USPSA match. And so I use the same belt. So there's some stuff about it that's not just exactly perfect for competition, but I try to blend it into just having one belt because, as you may know, I'm not a rich man, and this stuff can be expensive. So what I have is a Ronin belt. It's really stiff. It's a Molly. It's got good heavy-duty Molly on there. I did have taco pouches, but I have recently changed to S-Tac Kiwis, and they're awesome. So they hold mags really well. They got good retention, and the thing that I like about the rifle mag pouch, so if I'm shooting competitively, then I'm gonna need roughly 5 magazines loaded to run each stage of the Steel Challenge. So if I get rid of the rifle mag, I can have pistol mag, another pistol mag, and then walk with me down pretend lane where I have another 2 pistol mags in the 1 rifle mag pouch. So is it perfect? No. but it does its job. Holds 2 mags, and they don't fall out, so that's good. Moving around, I added, and this is cool, I really like this. I added on a GP pouch. This is a pouch made by Eagle. It's made for, I think, I want to say 100-round box of 240 ammo, Link, I think is what that's for. And so it has a Velcro flap that you can put over the top, but I just use it as like a tiny miniature dump pouch. And so you can put empty mags in there. You can put a can of dip in there. You can put a water bottle in there. You can drop your cell phone in there for when you're whatever on the line and you want to video yourself running a USPSA stage. And I think it was $40. You can get them cheaper if they're not multiple camouflage, but I kind of got the whole multicam thing going, so I thought I'd stick with it. But yeah, I got it off of the eBay, and it's awesome. I love it. I mean, I recommend having a little small GP pouch. And you can put snacks in there.
Oh, that's always good.
Snacks are good.
Yes.
And then I've been trying to find just the perfect blowout pouch. And when I say blowout, I don't mean plan B. I already know what special ed's thinking. I'm not that kind of blowout. But no, for some people call them an IFAC. It's just a first aid kit, like a trauma kit, basically all it's for. And so I tried a couple different ones, bought some new ones. I couldn't come up with anything I really liked, and I went back to this ATS, and I don't remember the exact model, but it's a good size. It's got a Velcro or a hook and loop tearaway. So you just unclip the buckle, rip it off. And that's something else that I have done recently is outfitted a couple of trauma kits with some chest seals and bought some tourniquets, and just went down the list of different things that you may need when somebody gets shot in the chest with a gun. So got that going for me. Right now on this belt, I've got the Safariland QLS system, which you turned me on to, Jim, and I really love it. So I got a mid-ride Safariland UBL with a QLS socket, and this is a Safariland holster with an ALS. So this is what I keep on my belt when I'm not shooting competitively, because it has the button for the ALS that you have to actually press this button with your thumb to get your gun out of the holster. So not what you want when you're shooting competitively, although I have done it. So it slows you down just a touch, but it's a really great setup and is solid. It's got just what you need and nothing that you don't. It's not a bunch of crap. On the front of my belt, I got a soil eater tourniquet hammock, and of course Cat 7, I think, tourniquet. But it works good. I love it. And I definitely wouldn't go another route other than the Ronin belt. I know you got a different belt. What you got? T-Rex arms? Is that what your belt is?
Yep, I'm using. So I guess I'll show mine.
Let's see what you got.
And so this, yep. So this is. I use T-Rex. I like T-Rex arms. So they're. I don't know if you can see the logo. There you go. So T-Rex arms, they're in Tennessee. I forget what the name of this belt is, but it uses the stiff. Actually, on theirs, the padded hip belt is stiff, and they use a flexible. You use a flexible inner belt with a Cobra buckle. I clip my gloves to it, so I clip my gloves to it right here with an extra piece, and I've also got. On the other side, I've got an extra piece of parachute cord. You can always use dummy cord for everything else. So I've got 2 pieces of parachute cord. So my gloves are clipped to it. I too use the SE-TAC Kiwis. So I've got 2 pistol mags, a 20 rounder on there. My generic pouch, which carries my snacks. Use light. I have a lighter, I think, in here. A shop rag, a red shop rag. A little
Which
thing
could
of
also be
oil.
used for Plan B.
Yep, which can be used for Plan B. And also, I use the high vent chest seals. I've got the wilderness. I've got a cat tourniquet on there on the back. Wilderness. Who is it that makes them? I can't remember.
North American Rescue?
North American Rescue, yeah, NAR. So one of their tourniquets is on here, just Velcroed on, no special clips or anything else like that. I have the Benchmade Adamas, which is a nice D2 tool steel blade. It's big and beefy. Instead of carrying a fixed blade on it, even though I do like fixed blades, I'd probably still have a Mora knife somewhere on me anyway. With it. So that's on there. Hey, Big John, thanks for the kind words. Yeah, definitely join us for the next live stream. And so I also have a QLS, Safariland QLS system.
Before we lose too many other folks,
Yep.
I'll just go ahead and throw this out there. Sorry, we already lost Big John before I said this, but for us on Sam and Jim show, we're planning on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. We're going to try to have either a live stream or we're going to be releasing a show that we've pre-recorded. So for the foreseeable future, it's probably going to be a live stream.
Mm-hmm.
If you have anything you'd like to see us discuss, put it in the comments. Let us know. We are we're the media for the people, for you guys. You're our people. So
Don't you put that evil on us, Sam?
literally all four of you people are our friends, and so
Yes.
that makes two for each of us. So let us know what you want us to go over. Next Thursday at 9 o'clock, we'll be back on here. Not to cut you off from going over your setup,
Sure.
but I wanted to make sure we caught everybody before they kicked out. And it looks like, oh, we're down to 3 now.
Oh, man.
Ah, big tech is killing us. Can you imagine the money we're losing out on? I mean,
Yeah.
we've literally lost 2 people since we reached our peak tonight.
Oh, no.
No. It's a sad day. Continue.
So, yeah, so I use a Safariland QLS. This is the Safariland's, it's their USGI holster, but it too has the thumb release because I do carry the second greatest pistol ever made, the Beretta 92 in it. So,
Kill it.
yep. And as you can see, it is a nice mixture of khaki with olive drab spray paint. The belt is in multiple camouflage, and then the pouches obviously are a mixture of olive drab and more khaki brown, coyote brown, or whatever it's called. So yeah, that's how I have mine set up. Because I usually have like the HSGI, whatever their micro rig is. I use that. Usually I have that stashed somewhere in the Zellerbach. But in case I do have to grab it and go, because there's angry trolls or zombies out in the yard, the Palmetto Lounge, or as I'm traveling back and forth to the Old North State. So that's usually what I'm rolling with, which is I don't use mine for competition the same way that you do. I have my own competition belt. So my competition belt is pretty much dedicated to just pistol shooting steel. So it's got I think like 6 mag pouches on it and a tourniquet as well.
That's probably the smart way to go about it. However,
it's another T-Rex. It's another T-Rex, and it's just a pistol belt. That's all it is. It's just to sling lead with a pistol.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have the Boston money like you do, so I can't.
That's right.
My rig.
So
I don't have it.
No, actually, I bought. So, well, all right. We've hit about an hour. Yeah, we've hit an hour and 5 minutes. So we've used pretty much as much attention span of that we can.
Can you think
Of
about how
everybody.
much internet we have wasted over this last
Yes.
hour and 5 minutes?
Yeah. Wasting a lot of internet.
There's starving kids all over the world. Wish they had enough internet, as much internet as we just wasted.
Yep.
We're just throwing internet around like it's nothing.
Yeah. Didn't even have to open up a window, open up the cardboard
You know, we have
in
been
the
at the
barn.
point in our lives where we had to literally open a window to get enough internet to check our email.
Yep.
Oh, how far we have come.
Yes. Now it's just out everywhere we go. It's just out everywhere we
We're
go.
breathing internet. It's
I
everywhere.
know. Woo! The internet's out there. Just think it's pea soup today.
Well, good times. I'm
Yes.
glad we were able to do this tonight on Thursday night, November the 19th, the Lord's Day. And we'll try to be back here in a week, and we'll check in with all of you guys and let you know where we're at and where the state of the world is at and where our
Yes.
country's at. We'll talk about that a little more in detail. We'll see where we're at with the election process next week. We could be in a completely different place.
Hey, you know what my hope is? This is what my hope is. I hope that, because in, what was it? In, there have been several places where they're refusing to certify the votes.
Yes.
And what I'm hoping is that nobody gets 270 and that it has to go to the House of Representatives, because I want to see it go to the House of Representatives, have the House of Representatives vote for president, just like they did. I think that's how Thomas Jefferson, I believe that's how Thomas Jefferson won one of his terms, is that it had to go to the House of Representatives because nobody got the majority of the electoral votes. And that will force everybody to start learning about the Constitution and the way the Republic is set up. So I hope it goes to the House of Representatives.
Yeah. Too many
Just
people
blows
don't have a
everybody's-
clue on what the process is, and they act
know.
like that. Well, it's just this is the way it is. The media done said if I saw it on the news channel that Biden's president, and so they just think that that's what it is. That's the way it is. And it's
I
not.
do,
It's
and I
not
just
the way it is.
I absolutely hope that it goes to the House of Representatives. That is what I hope. I hope that it's like Trump 230, Biden 230, and because there's been so much wackiness and just weird craziness. I mean, just it's unacceptable. It's the 21st century, and they can't figure out how to count votes. And I hope it goes to the House of Representatives. That's what I'm hoping for. So it goes to the House of Representatives, so that I can actually see that in my lifetime. So I can actually see the House of Representatives vote on it. So, all right, but that's a topic for another day, and
That's right.
I'm sure something that we can get a whole one or two of our viewers to start angry texting us or angry chatting us about.
So before we go, maybe you can answer this question on the chat. There are lots of comments, and then there are a couple. Let's see, one from Special Ed, one from C. McClure, and it says message restricted. What's up with that? Do you know?
I don't know. Are they swearing?
It could be they're swearing. Although I don't see Special Ed swearing, but it is possible.
Maybe they're throwing up some icons or something. They looked like.
If you guys are still out there and you're watching, throw us.
So
back
this is
up
what
there in the chat.
So this is what CMCLA said. What is that? Tacos? Or those claps? I'm not sure what that is.
I think it's claps.
Yeah, and of
But he
course,
was clapping to the message restricted that Special Ed said. So how do we know if we want to clap or not? We need to know.
I don't know. Retracted or deleted. So maybe somebody retracted something. Well, my favorite one of the night is this one.
Let us know about the inward rock.
Yes. So Hope that you'll probably. So from special ed, corn cobs are effective. 2 red ones and then a white one to see if you need another red one or another reed one.
Another reed one.
It's funny either way you interpret it. So 2 red ones and then a white one to see if you need another reed one. So that's pretty good.
All right.
So they apparently they self-censored. They self-censored. And then of course Big John says, leaves of 3 wipe with thee. I don't think that's how that works, Big John.
No. Highly suggest against it.
Yes. All right, everybody. We appreciate the audience. It's always great to interact with people.
Always.
Share, like, and subscribe. Smash that like button.
That's right. If you have any friends that are stupid or dumb and you think
Stupid or
that they
dumb.
may enjoy this show,
Yes.
then you send this to them. You send them the link. You send them the link to our channel, Sam and Jim. Go find us, like us, share us. And hopefully next week we'll have this number up to a whopping 10.
Yes.
Show Big
Excellent.
Tech that they can go jump off a roof. And we're going to have 10 people.
All right, everybody.
We'll have 10.
Have a good night. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam. I'm out.